And we are live. Welcome to another edition of Clipper Call, and that is the most fun preseason game I have ever seen. What about you, Justin?
Yeah, preseason games usually like you kind of want them to be over with, but that game I was actually okay with that game never ending.
Yeah, it got better.
Yeah, like, that was just the wildest thing I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, when Paul Pierce hit those threes, it was sort of sudden
He hit a
like
fourth
it,
one too, but it didn't count because of a Josh Smith like illegal screen.
yeah,
And it was like, okay, this is stupid.
it was such a Josh Smith game too. He had some incredible plays, and then he dribbled the ball with his foot in the last quarter.
He dribbled the ball off his foot. He had a game saving or basically a game saving block.
Yeah,
He had stupid hook shots that went in. He took a highly contested baseline jumper with like 18 on the shot clock that obviously wouldn't go in. And it's like everything was so Josh Smith in that game. It was like the quintessential, like that entire game could just be summed up with Josh Smith.
yeah. It was so many stereotypes. Paul Pierce hitting massive shots. Smith did Smith, and then Austin Rivers went crazy.
Yeah, Damian Lillard had crazy moments in the first like 2 or 3 quarters as well. It was just like, what the hell, man? Like that game was just so wild.
And the Clippers bench hung with the Blazers and beat the Blazers starters. Basically, they're playing Damon, CJ McCollum, who are
Yeah,
definitely starting quality players.
they play. So Lillard and McCollum each played the entire fourth quarter and lost the quarter by 15.
Yeah, like that just
Like,
shows how talented that Clippers bench is. Hasn't really come together yet, but that showed how talented it is.
now they're obviously not going to go 7 for 10 from three all the time, but holy hell, like that was crazy. Wesley Johnson made all four of his shots, and I think all of them were jumpers.
Where's
And
quote from Wes Johnson just then? So from Rowan Kavanagh, Wes not enjoying his time with the backups. Quote: "It's bigger than me."
that is the most Wesley Johnson quote of all
Uh,
time. He actually seems okay, which is good.
yeah, as long as you
I
don't ask him to do too
actually,
much.
yeah, like I actually think he has fun on the bench. Like that's kind of where he belongs with some of those guys. Like no one has to he doesn't have to do anything. He's just
Yeah,
there.
and like all the good stuff he did was all like set up. Like Smith threw a really nice pass to him, and he pump faked and took one dribble in, but it was only because the pass was so nice. Then he hit some spot up threes, which is good play from around him. You can't ask him to create anything for himself, but let him just
Yeah,
stand there
no,
and not stuff anything up, and he's pretty good.
yeah, he was fine. Like I think he's been really good this preseason. So I mean,
Yeah,
there is some hope there. Like I don't mind him at off the bench. I mean, and now with the whole Lance Stevenson starting thing, like that just threw a wrench into everything, and it looks like it works.
yeah. I think I've talked myself into it.
Yeah, that's the scary part. I've done it too. I'm now talking myself into Lance Stevenson starting at small forward, and now I'm like, all right, this is cool. I can deal with this.
But imagine 2 years ago if you said like the Clippers that have Lance Stevenson starting and Paul Pierce off the bench and
Josh
Josh
Smith.
Smith.
I would have never believed that. And then they signed every guy I don't actually like, which obviously I like Paul Pierce, but the other two, it's like I can't stand them. And now they're on my team trying to help my team win. I shouldn't say my team, but you know what I mean. And trying to help them win the title. It's like, oh god, it's ridiculous.
Like all things considered, Josh Smith was the most talented player left in free agency when they signed him. Like it was a good signing. He was the most talented player there.
Oh yeah, like I don't get mad at the Josh Smith signing as much as I just get mad at Josh Smith the player half the time. Like I get the signing. The signing's fine. The signing was perfect. I mean, for what, like $1,200,000, it was worth it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's worth it. Like, of course, I would take Josh Smith for 1,000,000, like 1.2. Why the hell wouldn't I?
Do you want to go through the box score?
Yeah, let's go through the box score because this is a wacky box score. Okay, so Damian Lillard had 39 points and 9 assists, but he also had 8 turnovers and was a negative, like I think 10 in plus minus,
Yeah.
which is utterly insane that a guy who scored basically 40 points, he basically had a double double, and he was a negative by double digits. Like that's crazy.
He was on the floor when the Clippers made that massive run, though.
Yeah, he was. Well, he was on the floor the entire fourth quarter. That's what swung his plus minus, because I think he was -10, and they outscored them by 15. So he was +5 going into that.
I can't believe they played him that much.
Yeah, someone told me that Stotts was treating it like a regular season game, which is fine, but I don't get playing those two guys, McCollum and Lillard, the entire fourth quarter. Like he should have pulled them out at some point.
Yeah.
I'm going through this thing. I'm just like, man, like McCollum had 22 on 20 shots. Alan Crabb had 10 points on 3 of 11. They were the only three guys in double figures.
Well, the first half seemed like the Clippers just didn't really care, and that's how the Blazers got out to the lead. And then as soon as they started catering, it was like, well, this team's just way too talented.
Yeah, like I remember tweeting that was like, okay, they're just going through the game. Like I made a joke, like it's almost like they just don't want to get fined. Like they just like showed up to the game, like, yeah, it's cool. And then all of a sudden, like midway through the second quarter, it was like, you know what, this kind of sucks. Like, let's do something about it. And
Yeah. Well, there was a moment where Chris Paul started like bodyguarding Damian Lillard and wouldn't let him catch the ball because he's no, I'm sick of Lillard torching us.
Yeah, like they finally decided to pick up their defensive intensity, which changed everything.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? The Blazers, they had like 70 points at one point through like, I don't even remember. Well, they had 72 at half. And they finished with 109, so they only scored 37 in the second half.
Shows how good Blake Griffin is that he wasn't really trying and he still managed to like single-handedly dominate that first half just like as an individual scoring. He wasn't really trying.
Right, he finished just under 29 minutes, but he had 22 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Like, what?
Yeah. And he
had 5 turnovers, but
he looks so sure with everything he does. Like he's catching the ball and knowing what he's going to do. There's no thinking.
Yeah, he looks like he's reacting now rather than just having to think about the process first. He's just going through the motion.
Yeah. And that jumper, like, pretty much catch and shoot. He's got no hesitation.
Right. He looks better at it.
His free throws look a little worse, funnily, but...
Okay, I'm glad you said that. Because I've noticed all preseason his free throws don't look good. Maybe it's just rhythm and stuff, but yeah, they don't look as good as they did last year, so we'll see.
As long as they go in.
Yeah, he's never going to be like an 80% free throw shooter, but he should get to like 75, 76.
Yeah, mid-70s he should be.
Yeah, Karl Malone. That's what Karl Malone did.
DJ looked better at the free throw line, actually, and this preseason I think he's looked better.
Yeah, I think, what is he now, 10 of 20?
As long as he hits 50%, he's fine. Like, if you're hacking on 50%, then the opposition is losing.
Right, like, so that's the thing too, is I think it's worth it for him. Like, if he's able to get to 50%, which, let's be honest, I don't think he can do it, but if he does, look out.
Yeah. He's just going to be like it's no longer that you can't give him the ball at the end of games. Like, they can't throw him the ball at the end of games sometimes because they don't want him to get fouled. But
right, they're afraid, and rightfully so. I mean, we can talk about Lance at small forward. That works.
Yeah, if he's guarding the opposition's best player all the time, then it works. Like, they need even if he guards like the point guard sometimes, just give Chris Paul a break.
Yeah, like the thing with Lance, and we touched on this last time, and I wrote a film room about it today. It was like Lance with the Stars works because he only has to defend, and he gets Chris Paul off the ball as a ball handler. So, like, for instance, in Tuesday night's game, I'd have to go back and watch the footage from tonight, but in Tuesday night's game, they were doing this thing where, like, Paul would set a screen at the left elbow for either Redick or Griffin as Lance waited for them to curl off the screen for a mid-range jumper. So it's kind of really interesting. Like, it's kind of like what Golden State did last year with Steph Curry, where they used him as, like, a screener in the paint.
Yeah.
To free up other stuff. So it's kind of like Paul's being off the ball now, and he's able to do more.
Even the start of the game, Redick got a ton of open looks. He just didn't hit them. But they got Redick like 3 wide open looks.
Yeah, they're generating. Redick's getting a ton of open looks.
Yeah.
Just throughout preseason, gotten a lot of them.
He's going to shoot he could shoot a career high from 3 this year.
He was 3 for 4 tonight. I don't know what he is in the preseason. He's got to be probably 40s, you know.
I hope he gets back into the 3-point contest and doesn't step on the line this time.
Yeah, I don't know why he has that problem. Like I think he did it tonight too. Like he stepped on the line
He
on
does
one
it a
of his
couple
threes.
times.
Yeah, it could just be a thing where he gets so close to the line he steps on it.
Mm.
So I don't know.
As opposed to Pierce, who just is always behind the line when he shoots threes because he's like a foot behind it.
Like 8 feet. He shoots from like half court.
I love it when he.
Let's talk about Austin Rivers.
Geez, he could be the best Clippers bench player. That's pretty
If
crazy.
if that happened, that'd actually be sad, but it would also be great.
Uh,
I mean, look, do I expect the Austin Rivers from the last 2 games to be what he does every game? No, of course not. But I like how confident he is.
well, he knows he can get to the rim whenever he wants now, which is good.
Yeah,
He can't really shoot. Like, he gets hot sometimes, but he's not a good shooter. But he gets to the rim and he can hit a floater.
He's what I refer to Jamal Crawford as irrational confidence. Like they're irrational confidence guys. Like they just start chucking because they know they feel it, you know. And I wrote on Twitter and I said, I think early on it was like Austin Rivers is the only guard I trust that can get to the rim. Like Chris Paul can do it, but he doesn't do it enough.
He doesn't actually. Look, I saw something on Twitter. I can't remember who it is to give credit for, but Chris Paul was one of the lowest in the league out of the point guards getting to the rim. Like he just did it the least in a game. That's because he gets so many of those mid-range jumpers and he hits them. So there's no use putting his body under the stress of getting to the rim.
Right, and it's also because in the pick and roll with the roll man, it just clogs the paint anyways.
Yeah.
So why would you want to bring another help defender over? So
I like it. Their early sub today. It was mostly because DJ was in foul trouble, but they're going Josh Smith for DJ early, and that's like a Chris Paul, JJ Redick, Lance Stevenson, Blake Griffin, Josh Smith lineup, and that's incredible passing.
It's incredible passing. I do worry about the rim protection and actually boxing out. Like that's my problem with the Clippers bench. Nobody boxes out.
Yeah, but Smith doesn't really. Smith and Lance both like a run and jump at the ball rather than a box out. You really got to have one person boxing out. It's probably going to be Pierce because he can't actually jump anymore.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Is like it's so fundamental a lot of the time, you know. So I think they'll be fine. I just hope they don't get killed on the glass. I mean, the good thing is Portland only had 7 offensive rebounds tonight, so that's good.
With the starters, it helps that Lance can go and grab a rebound as well when they go small.
Yeah,
Lance is a really good rebounder for a guard.
Oh, definitely. So, I mean, that's just a plus. And that's the thing. Someone asked me, goes, "Do you think he's tall enough to play the 3?" I said, "He's 6'5", but it's like I don't think it matters anymore.
He's strong.
Well, it's not even that. I just don't think height matters anymore. At least not as a small forward.
PJ Tucker's 6'5" and he guards Blake Griffin.
Yeah, well, plus the thing with Lance is how many elite small forwards are there anymore? So it's Carmelo, LeBron, Durant, and like Paul George.
Yeah. Gordon Hayward.
Am I forgetting? Well, I'm talking like elite of the elite. Am I forgetting someone?
Kawhi.
Oh yeah, Kawhi. Why the hell did I forget Kawhi? But okay, so it's those guys. But like you can get away with a Lance on them, like sure, because they're gonna score on anybody.
Well, yeah, you just want to make their life difficult, really, and Lance can do that. Lance will make Durant shoot from 22 feet on a turnaround rather than letting him back him down to 15, 14 feet. Like Melo's going to score on any small forward. They'll probably go Griffin on those. Like Griffin can guard some of the bigger guys as well.
Yeah, that's the thing with Lance is I just like Tuesday night against Golden State, he really was hounding Klay Thompson. Even when Klay Thompson had that like hot third quarter, Lance was with him the entire way. It wasn't like Klay Thompson was getting clean looks. So it's like as long as he's just making life tough on guys, it's worth it.
Yeah.
I just think Portland was tough early on. A, because the Clippers came out playing like they just wanted to get the preseason over with. And B, it was also I think Portland just gives team problems this year. I don't think Portland's going to be a good team, but they're going to be exciting. They're going to play fast. They're going to play loose. They're going to, run and gun, basically. I think that's going to be one of those teams that a good team could fall to on any night.
Yeah. Yeah, they can definitely probably get hot. Myers Leonard He's a pretty streaky guy. He could hit 5-6 threes in a game.
I love him.
So
such a
Mike
Myers Leonard fan.
So does Mike Smith, apparently. The amount of times he talked about him.
Yeah, I'm just a huge Myers Leonard guy. Like, I just love the guy. I don't know why. I just think it's because he's so unique.
It was so weird how his career went to now.
Yeah, because he never had a 3-point shot, and then
He's elite.
what was it, like the last 2 years?
Over 40%.
Yeah, like, well, he went 50, 40, 90 last year. Like, that's insane. He's like 7 feet tall. He went 50, 40, 90.
Chris Paul's jumper's been off a bit.
Yeah, I mentioned that on Twitter. He doesn't look like he's hitting it, which I'm not really worried about. He's getting a lot of open looks, so
Yeah.
I just hope his ankle's okay.
But their starting lineup, they'll have the 1 or 2 offense in the league again. I think it's pretty safe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe Oklahoma City would be up there. But
yeah, but they could lose out at the start a little bit just because of the new system and all that.
yeah, and Spurs too, I think could be up there. I mean, it's going to be the West is going to be crazy just for offense.
Well, the top of the West could be harder than last year. I think the bottom of the West will drop out a bit after Utah, like Dallas have dropped.
Yeah, after the 6th spot, it's pretty much like who can just stay healthy the longest.
Yeah, Utah. If they had Dante Exum, I'd lock him in as a playoff. But even
although I think Gordon Hayward and Derek Favors get them in. I still got to do my projection for them because I started doing game by game stuff, and so when I get to Utah, I'll have a better idea of what I think I have them at. But that's probably like a 40-win team, and in the West this year, that might be enough.
Yeah, and even like Alec Burks has looked pretty good. He can run.
Yeah, he has. Like for instance, New Orleans has their own injury problems that they're going through. Dallas has their own injury problems they're going through. Phoenix, who knows what they're going to be like?
Phoenix could win. Phoenix could win like 48, 49, 50, or they could win 25.
Yeah, Phoenix could win 50, and they could also win 30.
I have no idea what's going to happen there. Marquise could get traded. Bledsoe and
Knight.
Knight could be awesome together, or they could be terrible together.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Tyson Chandler helps, but who knows?
Yeah. Anyway, back to the Clippers. Cole Aldrich didn't play today.
Yeah, Aldrich didn't play. Crawford was injured, so that's why he didn't play. But Aldrich didn't play. Dawson didn't play. Wilcox didn't play. But the two interesting people who didn't play were Hayes and Mbah Mute, which they're in a battle for like that 15th spot, basically.
Makes me think they're both getting cut.
That's kind of how I'm thinking it too. Is like they both get axed, or Doc just lets them practice the next couple of days, and whoever performs the best.
Yeah.
Or they just option like Wilcox to D League.
Yeah.
Or Dawson.
They don't have a D League.
No, but there's still an independent D League affiliate. So
it's not Fort Wayne, is it anymore?
No, it's I'd have to look it up. Fort Wayne just went with Indiana.
Yeah.
The Clippers need their own. I could do that another time. Just talk about how much they need their own D League team. But yeah. Prigioni didn't make a shot, but he still made a difference.
The bench just looks a lot calmer when he's out there.
Yeah, they do.
I don't mind the Prigioni Rivers lineup. Maybe a little. It's on its good day. It's not going to be as good as Jamal and Austin, but it's a lot less volatile.
I would agree with that.
But Crawford's too talented not to play.
Yeah, like you have to play Crawford just because basically, I guess. Like Doc's going to have to play him. So that's the whole thing is I'm a little bit unsure of how the bench rotation shakes out for the guards because I still don't like Austin and I still don't like Austin and Jamal together. But they're going to have to play together.
Well, they have to.
That's the way. Yeah, they have to play together. That's the thing.
And it's not like you can even early sub Jamal for Redick because then you get Jamal and Stevenson playing together, which isn't ideal either. Yeah,
that's the thing. Doc's got some stuff to sort through, basically.
So you basically want the least amount of minutes for Austin, Jamal, and Stevenson playing together.
Yeah, and if you can, you try to limit them with Josh too.
I feel like Josh has got to be on the floor with two of them pretty much.
He's gonna have to be on the floor just because, but you can try to limit it, like in terms of maybe you play DJ with the bench sometimes, maybe you play Blake with the bench.
But yeah, that's why I think they early sub Smith for DJ most games.
I could see that. It'll work.
Especially because you're better off playing Smith as a center with Stevenson and Chris Paul and Blake Griffin.
Yeah, you gotta get something. Like, you gotta get creative. Like you can't do hockey lineups anymore. Like, because remember last year he was trying to swap all of them out at
5
once.
and 5.
Yeah, you can't do that. Not anymore. Like, it doesn't work like that. You gotta try to stagger minutes.
You can't do that unless Cole Eldridge is going to play big minutes.
And you don't want that to happen.
You don't really want that. He's a spot guy.
Yeah, he's probably 5 minutes a night, if that.
I think he's 10 minutes, but only every 3 games. If you know what I mean. Like, you play a team where he needs to play.
Yeah, like if you're playing Memphis and you just want some guy that has more length. But I also don't think we see a lot of Cole this year just because I think we would have seen more of him in preseason.
I actually liked him with the Knicks last year.
I did too. I like his passing.
So all white centers can pass, apparently.
Well, I mean, because you got to remember last year he was in the triangle, so bigs have to pass. And he had the nice high passing. Like, he had that really nice assist against Charlotte in China to Austin Rivers on a backdoor cut. And it's like, he can make those passes. It's just he's not really going to get to handle the ball that much, which he shouldn't, but,
Well, how do you play Prigioni, Austin, Jamal, Wes, Pierce, and Smith? Like, one of them has to not play. It's not going to be Pierce. Pierce is going to play. Smith has to play.
Be Prigioni.
But he just makes that bench so much calmer. To me, the benches look better every time he's played.
Yeah, they look better when he plays, but the issue with Prigioni is he doesn't shoot shots that much.
Yeah.
And he gets a lot of open looks. He just is so hesitant, which is something he's done his entire career. But he does do a lot of scrappy things, and I hate saying the word scrappy, but he's always in the right place at the right time. That's a big part of the thing.
Yeah, and there's so many guys on the bench who do shoot their shot, like Austin.
Yeah.
Pierce. They're all going to shoot.
If Austin had Prigioni's brain, that'd be perfect. As weird as that sounds.
And Prigioni is a good shooter. He just doesn't shoot very often.
Yeah, he's a really good shooter here, but as you said, he just doesn't shoot. He gets so hesitant.
It's weird.
Yeah, I'm looking through the stat sheet. DeAndre and Redick didn't have an assist, but everybody else at least had 2. And 6 players had at least 4 assists.
Makes sense that those two don't have assists, though, because they touch the ball the least. Like, if Redick catches it, he's normally shooting.
Yeah, Stevenson had 4, Blake had 5, Chris had 8, led the team. Josh had 4, Pierce had 4, Prigioni had 5. It's so they made 44 shots and assisted on 34 of them. That's pretty good.
The only thing about Lance is with the starters, he over dribbles a lot.
A lot. Oh, he does it so much.
He's got to be making the move. If he's not actually making a move, he just stands there dribbling.
Yeah, it's wasted clock possession.
And that's the thing about the Clippers on offense. As soon as something doesn't work, they reverse the ball and go to a pick and roll. Clippers, they'll run a pick and roll with Chris Paul and Blake, and Blake will pop, Chris will pass it to him, and if he doesn't have a shot, he'll swing it immediately to Redick, and then he'll jump across, and they'll run a pick and roll with Redick and Griffin, and they'll just go to their second, third, fourth options, whereas Stevenson will stand there and wait for something to work.
Right, they usually run a horn set to get Redick free, and then if that doesn't work, Redick just passes it back, they jump into a pick and roll. If that doesn't work, they pass it back, they jump into a pick and roll. They do 6 different things on one play.
Yeah.
So, and that's what people forget about how flawless the offense was with Matt Barnes. But so it'll take some time with Lance, but I actually like it with Lance because he can handle the ball and pass.
The other thing is Lance is always used to, in Indiana, he was brought up on, well, it's only me and Paul George.
Yeah.
If this doesn't work, then I just run another pick and roll myself.
Yeah, because it wasn't like you can ask George Hill to do it.
Yeah, George Hill's fine He's a good defender. He's steady, but he's not an offensive creator. Lance was that point guard, really.
Right, like George Hill's best fit would be as like a point guard in a triangle offense.
Or Houston.
Yeah, or Houston, just stand there, defend, and shoot. That's all you have to do. But I like what I saw on the bench in this. I can't believe they came back from down 35.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like, I don't know if you saw me posting on Twitter. The craziest thing about that second half, or that not even just the second half, the fourth quarter. No, it was the second half. The Clippers outscored them by 24 in the second half, but they only attempted 4 free throws and only had 10 points in the paint.
Staples was like as loud as I've heard it.
Yeah. It was weird. It was almost like the fans got into it because they realized the team actually cared. Like, I wonder if the team, when they got down by 35, was like, dude, like, we're letting our fans down. Like, this is the last preseason game. Like, what are we doing?
Rob Perez on Twitter at world_wide_wob.
Oh, yeah.
The worst beat in pro sports gambling history. He had Portland plus 5.5. He was celebrating it when they were leading by 35, and they lost by 6. He missed it by 0.5 of a point, and they were leading by 35.
That has to be the worst. That has to be the worst beat. Whew. Oh, man. That's a terrible beat.
Don't bet on preseason.
Don't bet on preseason. But at the same time, let's be realistic. We would all went out partying if we had an over/under bet, and basically, if we had over/under plus 5.5 for Portland, they were up by 35. We would have already went out and celebrated. We wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
I would have made other plans. I would have came back and find out they lost. I would have been pissed.
I would have spent the money before I had it, and then when I come back, I realized I never had it.
Right? But like, what happened? Another crazy thing. Portland had more points in the paint than the Clippers, 44-38. But crazy part is Clippers outdid them in fast break points, 30-26. Clippers were stupid hot from 3 in the second half.
Yeah. But Portland could be the worst team in the West besides Minnesota.
I don't know if they're going to be worst team in the West, but
besides Mini,
I think they win like 23.
I think Mini win less than 20, and then I don't know, the Lakers, they probably win 25 and 26.
Yeah, so I had Minnesota penciled in at least 22. But then when the Flip Saunders news came out, I immediately undersold it to about 18 because, and I know this is getting off track, but it's that's an emotional letdown and an emotional blow to a team, so that's going to affect them throughout the year.
And they're a young team.
Yeah, and they love them, so I get it. But yeah, I mean, if we're talking worse in the West, it's going to probably be Minnesota, Portland, and the Lakers.
And then Denver or Dallas?
Probably Denver, and then Kings? I don't know.
I'm really low on Dallas. I don't know.
I'm low on them too. I got them at 35.
See how they win over 35. I don't see how they even hit 35. I've got them at 30.
Really? Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to see. Because like I said, I still got to go through every team. By the
time
I get down to every team.
37-year-old power forward.
Yeah, that's
their healthiest player.
Yeah, their starting point guard is Darren Williams, and he already has calf issues.
Their starting point guard on opening night, there should be Raymond Felton, and their starting setter will be, I don't know, Zaza.
It'll be Zaza.
Nice. I like Zaza.
Yeah, I like Zaza too. Well, have you seen New Orleans, what their projected starters are for opening night?
Rhino, Anthony Davis. And
Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon.
Is he healthy?
Yeah, he's healthy. So shooting guard is Eric Gordon. Anthony Davis will be power forward, I believe.
Nate Robinson starting at point guard.
Yes, that's what I was going to get to. And Dante Cunningham, small forward.
Oh, well.
Man, this season's starting with so many teams already banged up. New Orleans, Cleveland's banged up.
Yeah. Cleveland don't really care about anything until February anyway.
No, because Cleveland's going to win 54 games, and that'll be enough.
All right, really quickly, let's go through some over-unders for every team. Just give a quick over and under. I'll get the lines up.
Okay.
I'll get the line.
I should pull up my Excel spreadsheet because I have like 6 teams done already.
All right, nearly there. Okay. Charlotte Hornets, 31.5.
Under. I had them at 27.
Yeah, I'm going under as well.
That's a bad team.
They're so bad, and they lost their best player.
They literally lost their best player. Like that team is just going to be going through the motions by like mid-season.
Miami Heat, 46.5 over.
I don't know. I want to say over, but I'm also worried about injuries. So I'll say 43. I'll go under.
Ooh, I just think they're so talented. Even if they lose Wade for like, I don't know, half the season, Dragic and Bosch pick and rolls and pick and pops, that could win you 50 games in East.
Here's the thing. Do you trust Dwayne Wade? Because Dwayne Wade is going to miss at least 20 games. And do you believe in Hassan Whiteside enough?
Well, I think even if Whiteside's bad, like, Bosch and Dragic are just so good. We forget how good Chris Bosch is, and Dragic is like a...
Yeah, no, I know, but at the same time, I keep thinking like I don't trust them starting Luol Deng at small forward. He's not good anymore. Like I just don't buy I'll say 43. When I go through my projection, I'll be shocked if I'm even near 43. I'll probably be a little bit over.
Hawks at 49.5. So
they're over.
Yeah, they're over as well.
I have them at 53 and 29.
That's a pretty big drop, 60. Like they lost Mara Carroll, but that's a big drop.
It's a sizable drop. But here's the crazy part: they still might be the best team in the East.
I've got a weird team that I think might finish first in the East.
Are you gonna say Toronto?
The Wizards.
I could buy that.
I'm in on Whitman. I think Whitman's going small ball the whole season. I think John Wall's going to have an open lane. And
think about the sentence you just said to start that.
Yep, I'm in on Whitman.
Yeah. All right. What else you got?
Chicago Bulls, 50.5. So
that is hilarious because I have him at 51, and I'm super. I raised it because I had him at 47.
See, a lot of this depends on do they trade Taj Gibson or not? Because I think they need to start like Mirotic, but then I don't know who they start him with because Joakim Noah is not any good anymore. Or we don't think he's good.
Well, the rumor is going to start him with it's going to be Mirotic and Gasol.
That's just terrible on D.
It's terrible on spacing. Like I get everyone likes Nikola, but at the same time, he did not shoot the ball well last year.
Yeah, but him and Powell can both shoot. Like, Mirotic, I don't think he'll be a brilliant shooter, but I think he can shoot 33, 34, 35 from 3, which is fine for a big guy. And I think Powell can do the same. He's been shooting him pretty well from 3.
Yeah, he's a corner guy, so that's fine. But, yeah.
We got the Cavs at 56.5.
I might just go under. I think I'm going under.
That's hard. Like, does LeBron go hard? Does LeBron not go hard?
He's going to miss 2 weeks. He'll miss 2 weeks. And...
Well, Kari could be out till January.
Yeah, and they're starting now without, I think, Shumpert until January. Yeah. So
Glove looks good, though. Like, Glove dragged a Minnesota team that was way less talented to 45 wins.
At least we can say they got Tristan Thompson re-signed.
Yes. Detroit
Pistons. More. Is that it? Detroit Pistons?
35.5.
I'll say 37.
All right.
I love Stanley Johnson.
Yeah, he's my defensive. He's my rookie of the year pick.
He's been great. He's been great in the preseason. Speaking of rookie of the year picks, have you seen Miles Leonard or Miles? I can't even talk right now. Miles Turner.
No, haven't seen him play yet.
Okay, in preseason, per 36 minutes, he's averaging just over 5 blocks.
What?
Yeah, he's been pretty nuts. He's been great in the preseason.
He's their starting center this year.
I don't think he'll start at center. I think it's going to be Mahimi.
Mahimi or Jordan Hill? Oh, no, they're starting Paul George.
Yes. So, well, it'll probably be Mahimi and Lavoy Allen.
No, they're starting Paul George at the 4.
That's the rumor. I don't think they stick with that. I think we're going to get George Hill, Monta Ellis, Paul George, and you're going to get like Lavoy Allen and Jan Mahimi.
I think they go. Who's starting at 3? I think they go CJ Miles and Paul George.
I love me some CJ Miles.
And then I think they just go with Mahaney.
Yeah, Miles Turner's been great, though, in the preseason. I think he's averaging like 15 and 12 with 5 blocks per 36 minutes. Like, he's been good when he's been on the floor. He'll start by midseason. Miles Turner's going to start by midseason.
All right, is there anything else we got to go through?
No, this is an interesting preseason. I mean, the team went 3-0 in the United States, so I guess as long as they're going to go 81-0 in the United States and 0-1 in Canada. So look forward to that.
Let's see if there's any quotes quickly.
The other teams I've done so far, I have Boston at 41-41. I have Brooklyn at 27-55. I have the Clippers 56-26. I have the Lakers at 23-59.
Paul Pierce said that whenever the Clippers get down in regular season games, he's going to reference this comeback to motivate them.
Oh my God.
Austin Rivers said if a player with the resume of Paul Pierce is willing to accept a bench role, no one on the Clippers' second unit can complain.
It actually seems like they might be enjoying each other right now.
Yeah.
That win tonight could have done something for morale, as weird as that sounds.
Doc doesn't think Jamal's injury is serious.
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
And that's about all.
It's a contusion. It's like a leg contusion, right?
A bruise.
Yeah, see, the last time that guy had a leg contusion, he was out for like 3 weeks.
What is that someone doing on the TV behind you? They just sculled a bottle of wine.
Oh, it's X-Men 2.
All right. We'll get going then.
I'm sorry that I have X-Men 2. I was trying to find something to put on the background, and it was like, oh, X-Men 2. Something that's safe. Yeah, team's healthy. That's the big takeaway. Team's healthy.
Yeah, except for Jamal.
Except for Jamal, but for the most part, the team's healthy.
All right. Nice chatting with you, man.
All right, man. Take it easy, dude.
See ya. Thanks for watching, guys.